Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus, and you are?
I'm the executive director. I have been with Stages from the beginning just as an actor and as a director, and took on other responsibilities throughout my time here. We've been around for 22, 23 years now. We moved to Fullerton about 12 years ago, I think, at this point, and that's just about it. We, open just about every night of the week, I think, or every weekend of the year. I think there are maybe 8 weekends a year that we don't have shows. So we're really busy. Typically we have 2 shows, just like with this North Plan, and then next week Five Knaves that opens. We have typically 2 shows that run in rep most of the time. Sometimes, like for instance, at the end of this year, we don't have duplicate shows, but typically we run 2 shows, and then we also have improv in here on many Thursday nights and Fridays, Saturdays in the after the 8 o'clock show. So they're usually doing 10:30 performances or something like that. And then during the summer, the improv takes some time off, and then we can do late night shows. So we've been programming Twilight Zone episodes during that time. So and a couple of other things in our late nights. So kind of an eclectic group of things for the season. So that's what we kind of do.
And your name was again?
My name is Amanda DeMaio.
Okay. So, how long have you been here again?
How long have I been here, or how long has Stages been here?
Stages. How long has
Stages has been in Fullerton for about 12 years now, and we've been in existence for 23 years. We started in Anaheim in a small warehouse, and just sort of grew and outgrew, and then we, kind of took over another space that was next door, so we could have 2 theaters at the same time, and sort of, ran things in rep over there as well. And we all kind of spun out of Fullerton College back in whatever that was, the 90s, maybe, 80s, 90s, and we've just sort of grew there. And when we outgrew the space and a couple other things, we moved over here to Fullerton, and we've been here ever since.
Do you know anything about the founders of Stage Theater? Yeah.
Stages Theater was founded by Brian Kojak, and it was it was his company for many, many years. In the probably around late 90s, Brian stepped down, and some of us who had been here for quite some time took over and turned it into a nonprofit organization. So we're a 501c3, and that was when we were here in Fullerton. So we've been a nonprofit, obviously, ever since then. So it's just sort of grown from Brian's hands to a series of producers' hands, and now it's kind of in the 3rd generation of folks.
Could you tell me a little bit about Brian? What kind of person was he?
Brian's a great guy. Very charismatic and really outgoing, always a trooper and what's the word I'm looking for? Supporter of the arts and the underdog, always willing to go the extra mile to make sure that the art gets done. And in the early days of Stages Theater, he created an amazing atmosphere for folks that really can only be rivaled to what you see in, kind of some of the companies in LA, like the Groundlings. I mean, we would do original theater, which was our primary focus. We didn't do anything published for many, many years. But we really focused on new works, and we would have maybe 2 weeks before we open. We'd rehearse out in an alley and just fly by the seat of your pants. It gave everybody who was in those first years some really great base training for just decision-making, choices, taking chances, and just realizing how much you really can do with so very little as far as art is concerned. I mean, we used to just sort of cobble everything together, and it was just an amazing, amazing atmosphere. It was really fun.
So what do you think about community theater? Is it really as underappreciated as I think it is?
People don't recognize how what an impact theater can make on people and on society, you know, and it's much different from doing any sort of film acting and movies, obviously. I mean, it's you feed off of the audience. You make different choices every night based off of something else that's impacted you. So, I mean, it's tough. And these guys, you know, they'll be, by the end of this week, they'll have done this 7 or 8 times this week, you know, between tech rehearsals and going all the way through to Sunday. And so at that point, they're tired, and they find all that, you know, energy to come in here and do it one more time, and then hopefully they've had a chance to do some laundry, and then they can rest on Monday because they won't be in rehearsal. But I mean, it's a lot of time and energy that a lot of people put in from, you know, not just the actors and the directors, but, you know, costumes, set, lighting, sound, all of that stuff. It's really a complicated process at times. So, and it's but it's so rewarding. I love it, and it's I think lots of people could benefit a lot more if they saw live theater, especially things that could be impactful to them. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be something that's here, but it's something that they could find that they can connect to. Would you know? I think it really is so much more moving. Yeah.
And actually, with community theater, you know, it's very similar to public radio. The type of radio I do, I just do this because I just feel that this helps society. Yeah. You know, if you can make a difference and give and bring publicity to the concept of theater in the community, that's really what, you know, we would love, you know, and the ability to just sort of make folks who don't know about us know that we're here. And it's not just here, I mean, not just here at Stages Theater, but, you know, you've got the Maverick Theater, you've got the Chance Theater, you've got Stage Door Rep, I mean, the Attic Theater in Costa Mesa. There are tons of little theaters out there that, you know, people just don't even realize that it's going on. So many people are always amazed that we're here, always amazed that, you know, whenever I talk to somebody there, they think, oh my gosh, you do theater? Where? Oh man, I've passed that place every week, and I never knew that was there. So it's amazing how, you know, sometimes little gems are right under your nose. You don't even realize that it's there. Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Sure, thank you.
This is Ashton Marcus with AMB Theater, and I'm on location at Stages Theater for the opening of The North Plan. While the events of the play are fictitious, the premise and title refer to a real government plan called Rex 84, written by Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North and known around the government conspiracy community as the North Plan. This show contains strong language, loud gunfire, and may inflame your belief in conspiracy theories. And you are?
My name is Amber Scott. I'm playing Tanya Shepke. She is this redneck mother that has turned herself in for drunk driving to kind of avoid a custody issue, and she ends up in jail because of an outstanding warrant and kind of gets caught up in all of this government conspiracy action that's going on, and decides to get involved heavily.
Yeah. And what kind of background in acting do you have?
I've been acting now for about 12 years. I was with the Hunger Artist Theater in Fullerton, which closed a couple of years ago. I acted and directed in several, numerous shows there. So,
yeah, I really liked your performance.
Great, thank you. That's awesome. It was awesome to be open tonight and have an audience finally, and get that feedback and get that energy out there.
Okay, thanks for being on the show.
Sure.
And you're?
I'm Tawny Lewis. I play Shonda Cox. I'm the administrative officer in the sheriff's station in Lotus, Missouri.
So basically, do you find your role challenging?
Yeah, actually, I've never played a role like that before. So it was fun. It was a lot. I love to challenge myself, so that was pretty cool.
Do you have an acting background?
I do. I started in high school. I went to a performing arts high school, and then in college I studied theater as well. And I did a lot of directing in my early college years, but I haven't done it in a while. I've been focusing mostly on theater arts.
Do you kind of feel kind of called to get into theater, or do you feel this as more of a vocational hobby or something like that?
Like a call. There was about a 2-year period where I didn't do any theater because I had moved to San Diego and I missed it a lot. And as soon as I got back to LA County, I jumped right back into it.
Oh, Okay, well, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you are?
Hi, my name is Greg Bain, and I play Carlton Berg. Is it Berg? Yeah, it's Berg. Carlton works, he's a bureaucrat. He works for the U.S. State Department, and he's a whistleblower of sorts, brings about the whole commotion of the play. He has gone on the run with a list of enemies list, as they call it, of protesters, artists, lawyers, journalists that the government would like to imprison for no just cause, really. Slightly based off of Ollie North's continuity of government plan from the early 80s, the Iran-Contra whole situation that came out late in the end of that administration. But yeah, so that's Carlton. He's on the run and gets caught up in Lotus, Missouri, behind bars.
Do you have much of an acting background?
Yeah, I do. I spent about 10 years in Hollywood doing a lot of television, commercials, some movies, but mostly TV. A couple years ago, I moved to Vegas to do a year of theater work out there with a couple of really good community outlets out there. So, yeah, I've been doing that for a while.
Oh, really? Have we ever seen you anything?
Gosh, probably some of the bigger things I've done, like Veronica Mars and Chuck, Boston Legal. Yeah, just little parts, co-star parts, but booking, paying gigs nonetheless is always good. Good self-confidence booster, if you will. Yeah.
So, what do you think about the performance today?
Tonight's performance, I think everyone did fantastic. It was a lot of rehearsal and a lot of things. I really feel like we all came together this past week. Tech Week is always a little bit rough, but yeah, I think tonight went well, except for the misfire, if you will. But everyone did a great job. Proud to be part of this show.
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, and you are?
Hi there, Tracy C. Marquis. I play Chief Swenson, the amiable, somewhat intrepid police chief, small-town police chief.
Yeah, you actually played that character very well. I looked at you, and this is they must have got this guy out from Central Casting.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do have an affinity to stages theater, like Waze was saying. I started about 10 years ago. I kind of fell head over heels. I didn't really have any official training, so to speak, but kind of a trial by fire. Fell in love with it, fell in love with stages, did 40 plays in 5 years. Since then, I've settled down a little bit and pick and choose a little bit, and this one sure looked good to me. I liked everything that it touched on. It touches on a lot of issues that just happen to be going on around us right now, and that means something to me. And playing the police chief, it seems like the guy kind of has a sense of a little bit of a sense of right and wrong in this play. So trying to keep it grounded. And be funny at the same time, because it's a very funny play, and in the face of tragic situations and adverse situations, we have to laugh sometimes. But there is some serious subject matter in the play, and that's the kind of thing I go for. And working with Barney as well, that's what hooked me in with the show. So.
Yeah, you could actually, if I were to say that anyone was the leading man, I would actually say it was you. Do you prefer that character, or do you prefer to be being the villain or something?
Either or. It doesn't matter to me. I'm perfectly fine doing character actors, but I'm pretty sure that it's the hair. And I've been accused of being a hair actor before. But and I'm just kidding, of course. But I do it for the love of the art, and because it's fun and I enjoy it. I like working with people. You put a group of people that may or may not know each other very well together into a pressure cooker, and we got to get this show up by such and such time, and it all kind of happens and congeals, and it's magical, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
So hi, how you doing?
Hi, my name is Wade Williamson. My character is Robert Lee. He's a Department of Homeland Security agent, and he and his partner are in this town to investigate possible theft of some classified information that has to do with a sort of an undisclosed crisis going on in the country, and that's sort of in the background. But what this play is about is what happens with these individuals for these 2 hours and in these moments, and that's what's a lot of fun about that.
Yeah, you actually played a kind of a goofy character, a kind of a comedic character.
Don't tell the director that. He asked me to not be goofy, so I'm trying to downplay the goofiness. But the role is a lot of fun. The interaction with the other partner is interesting, and that's where a lot of the comedy is. But also the dynamic with all the characters together, I think, brings a lot of the humor and also the pathos of the show to the audience. They can kind of feel for what's going on with them, and then they laugh a little bit, but then they say, "Oh, well, there's a serious situation," and then it gets kind of serious at the end in a funny way.
Do you think yourself more of a character actor?
I'm not really an actor. I've done a lot of acting lately, but my background is in directing and theater management and things like that. But I do enjoy keeping my hand in, and the roles I played the last couple of years, especially here at Stages, have really been rewarding to me. I just look for opportunities where I can fit in and be part of the group, and it's really what it's all about for me.
Oh, great. So you've done directing. What kind of plays have you done?
Well, I was an artistic director for a local theater company for 10 years, and we worked years ago. And then that closed down, and then, much like Tanya, I kind of took a little time off, and then recently sort of got back into it as an avocation, but still very passionate about it. And this organization, the Stages Theater, they bring a lot of quality to their work, and that's what I really respect. So whatever they're bringing together, whenever they have something going on, it's always worthwhile.
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Okay, thank you.
And you are?
Hi, I'm Stephen Sullivan, and I play Dale Pittman. And my character is the Department of Homeland Security agent, and he's that guy, and he's just a big bully, and he's determined to get what he wants, and he'll stop at nothing to get it.
Great.
And so that's pretty much it. And
great. So actually, you were playing the villain here. Do you actually like playing the villain?
I'm used to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't mind playing anything. I mean, I love just acting, doesn't matter what it is. But just something about my face is a good villain. So I enjoy. Well,
actually, a lot of the actors, the really great actors, do the anti-hero, like Richard III and all that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do you find a lot of challenge in that?
Yeah. I mean, any role really challenges me, and that's what I love about acting is just to get that challenge and just do anything, and villain, hero, side guy, whatever, henchman, anything, because you're always looking for something else to push, whether you're the good guy or the bad guy, anything to push it a little more and a little more, because it's all it evolves all the time and will always evolve. I mean, so it just will only get better and better.
And what kind of acting background do you have?
I don't have any, really. I discovered acting when I went back to college about 6 years ago, actually. Took a class in College Theater 101, discovered a talent and passion I didn't know existed in me, and ever since then, I've just been pursuing it.
No, but still, you were actually casted for this role, so that's not a light thing.
No, I'm very grateful for that. It's great to be casted in roles. It's good to be looked at and be like, yes, I know, that guy's gonna be perfect for that, and it feels good to show off my passion and talent, and I thank Barney for that, absolutely, because he's the one who had the vision, and he saw me in that vision, so.
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Of course, thank you. Thank you very much.
The North Plan will be playing at Stages Theater from January 16th to February 22nd. For more information, go to www.stagesoc.org